Hello and welcome. In case you couldn't tell by the title, in today's video, I am going to be renovating the first ever Bloxburg starter home. So if you would like to see how I chose to transform it, keep on watching. And yeah, anyways, if you like the video, please give a like and subscribe because I am going to be pushing out new content continuously and I would love to have a little viewership. Anyways, here is the video. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so just in case you've never seen the starter home, I did try and do a little walkthrough sped up. I walked this house very slowly because it is very hard to get around in. If you never actually played in the original starter home, it is difficult to maneuver. I remember when I first started in beta mode, I was not a builder right away. I was more of a role player because I was a lot younger than I am now. And I just remember like role playing by myself and getting stuck on furniture constantly. Like it was so hard to maneuver in. But with that being said, some rules and boundaries I kind of tried to set for myself was I didn't want to change the layout too much. I did end up adding on one room and then that was it. It did stay very open concept except for like one wall that I added in the kitchen. But otherwise, most of it remained the same. Another rule I kind of had for myself was, so at the beginning of this build, you'll see I make the inside like really bright and pastel because that was the avenue I was going to go down at first. And then I was like, no, it's like, I want this to still be like starter home friendly. Like just imagining like you've just moved it and you have very neutralized walls. And then once you decorate it and like once I added my decor, that's when it becomes a lot more homey and it gets the brightness of clutter, color, and things like that. So, of course, little colorful me was just like, okay, these walls, they're gonna be pink, green, counters are gonna be light purple, which I started this at like midnight, so I'm convinced it was a little delirious because watching it back, it low-key just looks like a really bright strawberry. Like, I don't know what I was doing. But anyways, here is once I actually got into that neutralized color palette that I was talking about. And throughout this video, you will see me mess around with colorings a lot from the walls. And if you don't see me mess with them, they are changing. So maybe look out for that. But without further ado, I'm going to stop actually talking about the build and just proceed with the video. I mean, I would just like to say, this house was so hard to build in. I'm much more of a like bigger builder. Like not even that. I don't even like I do 2 stories, but the floor plans of those aren't massive because I don't want all this extra space. But this was impossible. And I built it on iPad, which let me just tell you, I hate. I want a computer so bad, a PC, computer, laptop, whatever it is. I really want one. I'm hoping, so I'm a senior in high school, so I know once I graduate and have my graduation party, I will get money from family because that's what is traditional here. Like you get money from family, friends, whatever for graduation parties. And so I need a computer for college anyways. So it would just be perfect if I could have one for college and then also build on it. And then my iPad can also be used for schoolwork and schoolwork alone because this iPad is starting to get really old and it opens Roblox and it lets it function sometimes. Sometimes it'll take like 3 or 4 tries in Bloxburg for it to like finally not kick me out. Otherwise, it'll kick me out like a numerous amount of times. It'll say low memory or it'll disconnect me. And once I get back in, sometimes it can be really laggy even then. So it's not ideal anymore to work on. It's very like YouTube friendly still, but it's just like when it comes to actually playing the game, I feel like it really diminishes the quality. Okay, so since Christmas is coming up, I've asked for road makeup, and let me tell you, if I get like Christmas money, which I usually get from some of my grandparents, I might be investing in like one thing of like one road skin product because I have such dry skin and like some of their like glazing books and stuff. I want one of them so bad. Like just the moisturizing products, that's all I need is like one of them, because none of the lotions that I have purchased or like oils that I've purchased have really done anything. It's like if I use the facial oil, like I was using Bioma for a little bit, and if I would use a facial oil, it would be like really oily that day and then it would just be gone. Like there was no like long-term effect. It was just like I could consistently use it, but as soon as I didn't use it for one day, it would just like fall off, you know? And it didn't even like really moisturize my skin. It kind of just put like a sticky, like clear layer over it, which is not really what I want. So I'm really looking forward to Rhode products. I've wanted Rhode for so long, so I'm so excited to get Rhode makeup. Like nobody has any idea how much those makeup products speak to me. Guys, I'm confused as to why Bloxburg hasn't just made it so people can like transform decals now, because they've got to know at this point that people are having to go through the whole process of placing them on a basic shape and then stacking it to transform it that way. Like, they have to know, right? But I suppose people use that hack for a lot of things, so it won't really matter. But like, oh my god, because I was working on one of my other builds a little bit ago, and I just think like if they could at least make the decals so we can fully transform, rotate them, all that stuff. Like at least if we could do that, because people use those for so many things. It's unbelievable. So of course it's like, why not just make it more user friendly? And same with, I really wish they would make like 3D decals. That makes no sense though, because obviously that is definitely like not codable or impossible, like almost impossible to code. Just because my only thing with like how I hate using, I don't like using them for plants because they just look flat at the back. Like there's a bunch of things that you can get away with it, like flower decals, wallpaper decals obviously work fully, but like I was using a teapot decal and I kept it in my build because it looked fine enough, but it's like it has no actual body, it's just flat, but it's fine. We're just gonna pretend that it's okay because I think it's really cute, and I did attempt to make a teapot out of basic shapes, and it wasn't very glamorous. So I'd rather have a flat teapot than an ugly teapot, you know? Bloxburg has me hyped for the Christmas update this year. Because as much as I loved like the beta game era and the role playing, and I know a bunch of people complain about it, like people act like Bloxburg right now is trash. Like I fear people are just expecting, like when they expect at the school, it's like, did you expect a mansion? No. Like every update in like the map, they're complaining about how big it is, but it's like, yes, it's a little confusing, but realistically, if you're playing the game for long enough, then you can kind of memorize which ways to go. And that's also, they have the transportation system for a reason, I feel like, so you don't really have to dread, like if you're trying to go into the town, you can just use that, and simple enough. But as much as people have been very ungrateful or like complaining about these new developers, I love them. Because don't get me wrong, I really appreciated when it was Coeptus, but he was not pushing out updates very often. And obviously he had his own life. He was in college, I believe, and rumored to have a kid. I'm not quite sure if that's actually factually true, but these developers, especially recently, have been pushing out update after update. Like they are giving us gifts upon gifts, and I'm here for it. And now this Christmas update, I'm so excited for it. I didn't play during the Halloween update just because I really wasn't like interested, and I was at a busy point in the school year. But this Christmas update, I'm so ready, and I really, really hope that is magical. I know people have been complaining about the whole ticketing system. I think it's fun. I think it's nice that they're giving us something to do. And I understand people don't want to like go through it, but it's like I feel as though if you love an item enough, you'll work through it anyways. And it's really just gameplay. Like even if you're just a builder on the game or just a role player, so what? Just like, let them give a fun option for other players. Now, steering into my own personal life a little bit, it is, so my high school allows, like, juniors and seniors to take, like, college courses in high school, and they count for college credits and high school credits. So I've been taking a dual enrollment class this year. I took 2 my junior year, and I'll be taking 2 this year, 1 this semester, and then 1 next semester. And since it is late November, I'm approaching finals, and when I tell you I'm so scared for what my final grade will be, because I was really sick and missing a lot of school at one point, and on top of that, like, I started to get late on one of my papers, and so I'm really scared just because I turned it in, like, once I got back to school, but since I was gone for so long, I wasn't actually, like, on the deadline, so it's over the deadline, and so I emailed my professor, and then I got locked on my student email, and I still cannot get back in. So I'm really scared for what my final grade will be. It's a B plus right now, and I would like to get it to an A, but, like, at the end of the day, I'm content with a C plus, or B plus, not C plus. I really want to make sure it's up to my personal standards, and then I also need to get into my student email. I talked to my counselor about it at school, and she was just like, you just need to call the office of that college. And I was like, yeah, I know. It's like, I was expecting you to say that. I just really don't want to. I get really nervous on phone calls, for, like, anything. Job application stuff. Get nervous talking to my school, like, just anything that's, like, anyone who's not family friend, like, closely related. I get nervous. Even if it's, like, a friend I haven't talked to in, like, months over the phone, and we call, I will be nervous. Like, the social anxiety, my social anxiety is just genuinely so bad. And, like, then the anxiety in general on top of it is not my friend. So I really just need to work up the courage to call them. And I'm just like, I'm almost wanting to do it over Thanksgiving break. But I'm just like, is anyone gonna actually be in their office Thanksgiving break? No. So I need to figure out when to call and actually boost up my courage, because I fear this is something that I actually do have to handle and get taken care of, considering I am going to be a college student there next year and will have the same student email for it. So that absolutely has to be accessible to me at all times. I'm just nervous. And then, so the class I'm taking now is Composition 2. I took Advanced Comp as a high school class my first semester of junior year, and then I took Comp 1 and Intro to Sociology semester 2 of junior year, and now I'm on to Comp 2, and next semester I'm doing Art History, just for a little, like, fun credit. I really don't have any credits that I can actually do anymore, so she was like, if you still want to knock out some credits for fun, because then you're still technically taking college courses, I wouldn't, like, steer you away from that option, especially since your second semester is going to be really, really open. So I'm doing that, and I thought it'd be fun, especially since my major is, like, art themed. I'll be majoring in digital art, which isn't, like, digital drawing. It's, like, courses such as 2D drawing, there's, like, a light studio, photography, marketing, stuff like that. I'm actually going to see if I can double major, or at least minor, in marketing, just because, like, career-wise, that is a really, like, good plan to lock into, just since you can kind of branch out into anything with marketing. But yeah, so I'm actually looking forward to the art history class. I was going to take oral communications. I was actually taking 2 classes this semester, and I dropped oral communications because that was essay, like, and speech heavy class, like paper and speech heavy class, and my comp 2 was already a paper heavy class. So I was like, okay, I either need to take this second semester or just take it when I'm in college. And then so I made the full decision last week to wait till I'm in college because I hate public speaking, hence why I was taking it online, because then it's like, okay, I only have to send in videos of me giving speeches and not actually talking in front of a class. Well, I had to present in front of my whole entire school, and I actually did good. So now I'm looking forward to trying to knock down some of that nervousness that I have with public speaking. Now, as I wrap up this bathroom and the rest of the house, I would just like to say I started to like record and leave in less and less footage of me working on this house because this starter home is so cramped to the point where when I was placing certain items, I was having to go like into the basement with the roof up. I was having to go through walls, and I just did not want you guys to see the fact that I was clipping into walls so often. So I did slowly start to leave out more footage, but you will see the final product, I promise. And now, here is the lovely little grand tour. Here's the nice little entryway right inside the house, and then that kitchen window. I actually loved doing that just because I felt like it opened up the house a lot more, but like separated the kitchen into its own half. So you don't just walk inside and then it's like bam, kitchen. This bookshelf and the record player, I moved those around so many times, and it honestly led to a little bit of a crash out, but it's okay. Nonetheless, I did get through it. The living room and kitchen, open concept area, is probably my favorite thing at the whole house. The bathroom's cute for the space that I had to work with. It was actually very cramped, but with that being said, there is the lovely little house tour. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye!